Gwen Walsh.
I'm Virginia Fulliger.
My name is Leah Mabey.
Pre-K teacher and music teacher.
I go to Mount Holyoke College.
I'm a first year at Hampshire this year.
And I am a Div 1.
I'm studying French and Arabic currently and hoping to add Russian with the intent to either work for the UN or a similar organization or join the Navy as a linguist.
Many things, but among them are various languages. I've studied Latin, Chinese, and Japanese here.
I am currently undeclared, but I think I'm going to major in religion and minor in Chinese.
I have a bachelor's in music and special ed and a master's in music education.
Absolutely. It changes your brain in so many ways to learn those languages and gives you so many opportunities. By learning languages at a young age, it creates those pathways in your brain that we're always talking about and really allows for that growth later in life. Trying to start learning a second language as an adult is exceptionally difficult from what I know.
100%. I think from a younger age too, because it's really important, especially I think I honestly think Spanish should be taught from first or second grade, because that's when you're going to learn it better. And it's such a useful skill to be able to be bilingual. So yes.
Definitely. I know my cousins, their father is a native French speaker, and so they grew up learning French along with English. And I was always kind of jealous of them because, of course, it's easier to learn languages when you're young and when you're supposed to be learning language for the first time. So I've always been jealous of them for having been able to learn French and English at the same time at such a young age, because I will never be able to have that kind of fluency in a foreign language.
I think it's vitally important that the kids get exposure at a young age to learn other languages, because the younger the better. They grab it very quickly, and I think for a cultural thing, the way the world is these days with international studies, I think it's vitally important that they just don't know just one language.
Boosts connections with, all of a sudden you have an investment in a totally different culture. France and Germany are very Western cultures, different from ours in some ways, but mostly relatable. And to learn the language opens so many doors for connection to places that Americans really have no need to have a second thought about.
Things that are unknown are scary, and so learning language, I think, would definitely help break down a lot of barriers that come from foreign relations and stereotypes and racism and all those terrible things. It's not the only thing that needs to happen, but I think it would certainly help a lot.
And it offers the ability to travel and to really immerse yourself somewhere else and not just be a tourist.
I would tell them that it is totally worth it, and you may think that you are learning this just to get a grade or because the state requires it, but it's totally important. And maybe you're not learning the language that you're the most interested in at the moment, but don't give up on language studies as a whole. It's so interesting, and I think not enough people appreciate just the knowledge of having a language at your disposal. It opens so many doors for you that would be shut otherwise.
Gets a lot easier. Yeah, it does, and also it gets a lot more rewarding. Once you really, because in the beginning it feels like you're just kind of going nowhere, sort of, and you're not, it's just really frustrating, but it's definitely it's completely worth it. And stick with it more than like, even if you think you hate it, like just try a little bit more and like stick around for longer because it's totally worth it. Languages are so cool.
I would say stop treating it like schoolwork. Treat it like an investment in your future, because that's what it is. Algebra, schoolwork unless you're going to be an engineer. Biology, schoolwork unless you're going to go into that. A language, that's an investment in your future.